Hey Stampers and Crafters, thanks for tuning in today. Today I want to show you how to make this little money box. It's my granddaughter's birthday and I wanted to give her some money for her birthday because you know how kids love money, so they can go buy exactly what they want. But I wanted to give it to her in a fun way. So I rolled up some money and she gets to pull it out. I've got some other bills in there besides ones toward the end. But that's just a little way for her to get her money. Now she's going to have to work for it because she's going to have to take it all apart because I've just taped it together with regular Scotch tape. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make this cute little box. Okay, so here's my pattern, and I used it for my score lines. I just used a pen so you could see them clearly. So we start out with a sheet of cardstock 11 and a half by 7 1/4. And then I score at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11 inches. Then I turn my cardstock and I score at 2 1/4 and at 5. The finished size of the box is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square. So here's my pattern, all scored and cut out. I put the little cuts here. I kind of like to do them in a V because I think it folds up a little nicer on the box. So I've got my box ready to go. Okay, so I have all my lines scored, and then I'm going to fold them all in, crease them really good. Normally you use a bone folder for this, but I'm doing it quick for the video. Okay, and my cutout goes right here in this box. So I'm using the word window punch to punch out my holes, the slot for the money. And I fold these 3 tabs in. It's going to cut off 1 tab, but that's okay. We're going to finish it out really nice. So I line it up. I push it, the punch all the way forward, and then I line it up on that line. I want to come in just a little bit, push it all the way forward up against here, so it's lined up against here, and then I'll punch out the first slot. Okay, then I've got to move it over. Okay, so then I move it over again. Got it pushed up all the way here. Move it over, and it should line up just right when I cut that out. Okay. Okay, so then I have this tab that it made. And again, I'm okay with that. I'm okay that it punched off about 1 1/4. I am going to trim off that little tail right there. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this one over, and if you want to be exactly precise, you can measure off 1 1/4. I'm just going to, for time, I'm just going to cut it off. So I have my tabs now, and I have it ready, and I'm ready to construct my box. Now I'm using, and these are just my patterns, just to show you. Now I used the craft cardstock. I really like this. It's a little heavier, and I wanted something sturdier for that box, so when she starts pulling, it doesn't just come apart. This box here is made out of the same thing, the craft, and then I just decorated it with sketched birthday. Just stamped on it. And that's what I did with this one. I just stamped on it, and I used endless birthday wishes to create this graffiti on this box. And I just kind of want to show you how I did that. And I just took the stamp, you know, the endless birthdays is polymer stamp. Okay, so I just did that. And so I just wanted to randomly stamp on it. So I just took the stamps and the sayings, and I already put them on a block. And because that all these tabs are going to go every different way, there's no up or right side up or right side down. It's just all random. So I just took that and then just turn it as I stamp and just kind of went around the whole cardstock and filled it. I'm just using this for as an example. And then I wanted a little bit of graffiti on there, so I just took the same thing out of that Endless Birthdays and I did it in Tango Tangerine. And I meant to stamp off there. And I just did that around the box. I stamped off so it wouldn't be the prominent color. Okay, and that's just how I stamp my box. So it gave that paper some little dimension interest. It wasn't just plain cardstock. Another thing you could do is cut little squares, and I'll show you one at the very end of the video. You can just cut little squares and put over them and of designer series paper and fill it that way too. Okay, but I just kind of wanted to give you the idea. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take off my sticky strip. I already have my sticky strip on there. So I did sticky strip here, and then I did it on this side on this tab. So, you know, you can play with this. You're probably going to find out a lot easier way to put it together. This is just how I like to do it. So I took the sticky strip off this end one first, because remember, you got to put your money in there before you close it up, or you're going to have a little bit of a problem. So I just folded this up like this, and it lines up really nice. So there's my box. Okay, so I'm going to close one end of my box, and then I'll put my money in there. Okay, so this is the top of my box, so I'm going to want this flap over, so it gives me a clean line here. So I'll close this one up. Okay, so we just close this one. Okay, and then I'm going to bring, oh, that is pretty crooked. Set it down here and close that up. Square that box up. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this one up and this one down, but I still got a crooked issue here. Okay, so bring that one up. Take the sticky strip off of this. Get this little baby squared up. Still wants to fight me on it. Let's get it squared up there. Bring this one down. Okay, that's one end of my box. So there's my box. It's ready for the money. Okay, so here's the roll of money. And all I did was take bills and I just taped them together. I did it on both sides so they would hold. Okay, so took my bills, taped it on both sides so they would hold. So give her a little wad of cash here. And then I made a tab. I used my Digital Studio and just made a tab. It says pull slowly. And I'm going to set that in there in my box. And it's kind of weighted by the bills, so it's kind of a, because I've put this in a little bag for her to make sure that everything's good to go. Kind of played with it a little bit, so I just kind of roll that out. Okay, and again, I'm going to close my box. Take that sticky strip off. Go ahead and get this one off. So probably what took the longest on this was taping all that money together. That took a little while. So, okay, and then fold that over and like that. So I've got my money in there and it's all ready to go for her to pull out and have fun with and go spend. So there you go. There you have it. Just a cute little box. So I'll show you the finished product at the end, and I hope I helped you. Thank you for joining me today. Just for a little update, this was a super hit with my granddaughter. She had so much fun pulling that money out, and her eyes just got bigger and bigger the more she pulled.